A Popeyes manager, a staff member at Popeyes decided to call the police on a young college student who had the audacity to purchase a meal for a homeless individual. He was simply unsheltered, and they told her her money was no good. Here's the video.
So this homeless man, I'm trying to order a 2-piece dinner for them. Well, may I speak to the manager? Hold on. So I don't know when Popeyes don't let you order for him. He's asking for food.
No, ma'am, you can't do it.
Why? He's asking for food.
Ma'am, you can't do it. I don't care nothing about you recording me, baby.
May I have your name so I can let the people know?
I didn't ask this lady for nothing.
Okay.
Here's the lady.
That's heartless as hell. Now there's more video, and I will provide some context to this. Here it is.
They called the cops on me, everything, bro. Easy. I can't order for this homeless man right here who asked for food. He didn't ask for nothing. He didn't even ask for no money. And then they been so rude. Like, this is crazy. Hey.
My name's Jazz, and thanks to the Glow Twins,
yeah.
I got famous. I do art every day out here on Ponce. And the manager in the Popeye, she turned this lady down. She offered me something to eat.
Think about the insanity of this. You have a man who is experiencing a tough time. It happens. It's life. You have a young lady, she's a senior at Georgia State University. She does the right thing. She says, let me buy you something to eat. She engages the staff at Popeyes, and they decide to tell her she's not allowed to make that purchase, contrary to the rules, contrary to the policy of Popeyes. That comes out later. The police are then called. Remember, as I've said before, if it's not an emergency situation, you are calling the police because you're saying you need a gun to show up at the situation. What was a gun needed for here? No reason whatsoever. Let me provide some more background. Put up the picture of this amazing young leader, okay? Her name is Miss Ortega. She's a senior at Georgia State University. So this Georgia State University student says workers at an Atlanta Popeyes called the police on her after she tried to buy food for a man experiencing homelessness. GSU senior Ortega told Fox 5, Rob D. Rienzo, that she was picking up an order for DoorDash at the Popeyes near Ponce de Leon Avenue when she noticed a man off to the side who looked hungry. When she went to order him a 2-piece, employees at the store were not happy. There's more. The officer pulled me to the side and said, I really thank you for doing that. Thank you for buying him food. I appreciate that, Ortega said. Ortega says they eventually got a hold of a general manager at the store who felt terrible about the whole thing. He ended up letting her and the man order anything they wanted that night free of charge. Big ups to that manager. Popeyes told Fox 5 News, local affiliate in Atlanta, in the statement that they, and I quote, are committed to treating everyone with dignity and respect, adding, we have ensured all employees at this restaurant have been provided with retraining to help navigate a range of guest interactions, such as the situation highlighted in the video. Let me say this to those who are working at Popeyes. Shame on you. Shame on you. We're all in this together. Now, I'm not convinced that Popeyes corporate is just in love with the unsheltered. I don't buy that. I understand the public relations response, which was required due to the scene being recorded. I get that. If you work a job, and I say this about police and anybody, if you work a job where you shed your decency and humanity in order to transact business, you should not work that job. What in the hell was it going to harm if this young lady purchased a meal for this man who was temporarily unsheltered? Here's the other thing. I've worked in fast food before. I've worked at multiple fast food restaurants. I've worked as a waiter. I've done all of that, hard work. The hardest work that I've ever experienced in my life. That's why you respect those in the service industry. It's hard work. So I get it, it's hard work. At the end of every shift, what do you do at the end of every shift? There's food left over. You throw that food away after first making sure nobody who works there wants to take it home. That's the way it works everywhere. Has anybody accused you of stealing? Has anybody said you can't do that? Has anybody said, no, you must not take this food home because we need to put it in a trash can? Damn it, it's food that was being paid for by a customer of Popeyes. I hope this is a lesson for everyone involved. Obviously, the management, they are in disagreement with how the staff operated here. Let me go to Adrienne Lawrence. Adrienne, the police said we're not arresting anybody because nobody committed an offense here. But obviously, whoever called the police at Popeyes thought a crime had taken place. Any crime here at all?
No, I think the only crime is filing a false police report, is wasting resources of law enforcement in the city to have a situation where this woman working at Popeyes just simply did not want an unhoused person to be fed. This is very, very disheartening and scary. It's so sad that so many members of our society think it's okay to not only ensure that other people go without food, but to essentially proactively get in the way and avoid someone who's unhoused from being able to enjoy a meal that has been paid for. There's no issues, as you've noted, in terms of putting it, handing it out directly from Popeyes, which we've seen lawsuits and things like that, which is why oftentimes people will put it in a dumpster or put it near a dumpster so other people can access it if they are hungry. None of those factors were here. It was someone simply looking to pay and to improve someone's day and situation. So the thought that this Popeyes employee felt the need to interject and to call law enforcement, it really does speak to their character.
Yeah, and listen, to the young brother, to the brother who's temporarily unsheltered, let me say this to you. What you are experiencing is not a personal failure, it is a policy failure, okay? Understand that. And it will take better policy in order to correct or remedy that situation. And I'm going to add a very quick personal story. 9 years ago, I went to an Applebee's on Memorial Drive in Atlanta, Georgia, actually DeKalb County. Went to this Applebee's, I saw an unsheltered man outside. I was by myself. I said, brother, just come in with me, sit down with me, and I'll buy you a meal. When we sat down, literally, the manager came and said, I could not buy food for him. I said, this is my uncle. Was it true? Of course not. He was my uncle in the spirit in that moment. I said, this is my uncle. Wherever I sit, he sits. They went and got the police, who was a security guard, but a cop in regular life. Cop comes to me with his gun and his badge. He says, sir, you both are gonna have to get out. I said, I'm not moving until I get my food. The brother who was with me, the unsheltered man, believed we were going to get arrested. I said, listen, if we get arrested, I'm gonna get arrested with you, and I got bail money for us both. We were able to order our food. We were able to eat, and we left the establishment. Now, naturally, I never went back to that establishment. I wanted him to feel that he had an advocate in the world. You cannot lose your humanity because you got a little change or because you got a job. Don't lose your humanity, because every single one of us, we may be 1 or 2 paychecks away from being in that same situation. Keep that in mind. All right.